Okay, so we are back in Blender right now. I just want to show you a couple of distortion on the line we can do for that the geometry nodes. And okay, so let's do one. Let's first remove the trimming. We don't need to see the start and end geometry. And let's go on the lines. Let's make a copy of it that I would call distort lines 2. That would be nice. So let's disconnect this. Give us some room. First thing, we have to define the starting point of the geometry and the end point of the geometry. We can use the sources geometry, but there's another way. Very nice trick, using the curved line endpoints. So let's go on the curve, and let's go for endpoint selection. Okay, and if in here I put there, just to be sure, I put some offset on that. Here I have the start and the end. Here I have only the end, and if I put 1 in here and 0 in here, I have only the start. It's okay. Okay, so let's remove that. We don't need this. Here we don't need neither. Okay, so let's go maybe first from the start. And to find this geometry position, I will use an attribute node that's called attribute statistic. The geometry will be, of course, our lines. The selection will be the endpoint selection, so we have only the starting point. And for the attribute, we'll go for a vector. It will be the position. And if I go on the main position, I will have exactly this location, the starting point location. Sorry, let's make some room again. Come on. Okay. In here, so we have the start position. Let's make a copy of this, and this one will go for the endpoint and remove the starting point. And we use the same geometry, of course. Now I would like to create a vector going from that point to that point, or that point to that point. It's the same. It's quite easy. I just have to take the main position, make a subtract, a vector math subtract, and I will subtract the main position. That would give me a vector going from this line to this, following the lines actually. Even we can maybe normalize that. Normalize. Here we go. That was the first part. Yep. In here, let's move that down. Okay. Now I have the direction. I want the center of it. That's quite easy too. I will just take this min. I will add it. So up. I will add this 2 position, and I will just scale this in here 0.5, and that's just equivalent to add this vector and this vector. We can position that divided by 2 will be exactly the center of the average center of the lines. Okay, here we go. And from that, I want to rotate the vector. So let's go. There's something very good for that. It's a node called vector rotate, or rotate, vector rotate. From that, we need a position. So up, let's go for the position, to the normal. Let's go, I said, on the position. That would be my vector that I want to rotate. The center is the middle in here, and the axis would be this one. This vector that we made earlier. Let's move that down here. Make it nice, organize as much as we can. And if I take this one and I put in that position, for sure the angle is 0, so nothing is moving. But if I start to turn it, we can see it's rotating along this vector, imaginary vector. That's perfect. So now, let's go back in there. What I want is that at the beginning of the line, it should be at 0, starting from the original point. At the end should be the same. So for that, quite easy, we'll use our factor on the float curve, okay? No, a factor. Let's go in here. We'll get the factor of the map rank. Let's create everything. Will be much better. It will be less confusing. So we go on the curve, the spline parameter. This factor, I want to start from 0 to something, but this, no, we'll make a factor after. So we take this factor, we map range it. Let's say we'll do maybe 2 turns, so 720 degree. This is degree I have to change it. It's in radians. And if I put that in here, look, we make 2 turns on our lines. Easy. And it will work fine. Let's go back in there. If we go from the start, and it's rotating. Well, I think that's nice. Okay, that was just one trick. I think I will provide you some other, because it's quite fun. Okay, bye.